Welcome back to week 3 of the What's Your Motive podcast vlog week for my recovery from my distal bicep tendon surgery. It is week 3. I'm so happy today marks week 3. I made a lot of progress over these 3 weeks. I had PT again. Today's Friday. Had PT Wednesday. Jamie has been wonderful. When I went into PT, I received some stimulation where they hooked up the electrodes to my arm. And I just laid down for about 10 minutes. You could feel it pulsating, and she wrapped it up in a warm towel. That was super helpful. Did some exercises with my arm as well, just to help with the mobility piece. In addition, we also tried to do a little bit of stretching, which was cool as well. I asked her about ice and things like that. Swelling is pretty much gone, but she did say that she prefers heat over ice. The heat is supposed to promote healing, promote blood to the actual affected area. Just about every day, I have a heating pad, and I wrap my arm up in it for about 30 minutes or so, just to keep the heat on to promote the healing. I do that. I did receive that in therapy as well. Right now, sometimes I even forget that I'm actually injured because I'm able to take the brace off to shower, to get dressed and things like that, which is a lot easier now as opposed to the previous 2 weeks. Still working on that sensation and on my radial side of my arm. But, it's kind of going away, but they say it may or may not. I'm doing a lot of massaging of the scarring and around the scarring. It felt weird in the beginning, but I'm starting to get used to it. I'm trying to make it a regular regimen. The turning over my palm and turning down my palm, I'm doing that regularly. It's getting a lot easier, but trust and believe I have no strength in my bicep right now. I have no strength in my bicep. So if I take off my brace, there are some exercises that I'm supposed to do every day. So every day, I do the assisted, then I do the passive where I just hold it and I'm going 10 reps. That's easy. But when I have to do it by myself, I can only go to about right here because I have no bicep strength and I can feel it. And it's kind of crazy because this arm can just do it with no problem. But man, I tell you, I have no strength here that I really have to work on. But the supination piece, that's not as difficult as it was at first. I'm starting to get a lot more flexion in that, but the reason why this is so challenging to do is because I talked to my physical therapist and she said, because your bicep is primarily responsible for that. So therefore, with this hand, my bicep is allowing me to turn my hand so easily, but the injured arm or the arm that's in recovery is still struggling to do that because I don't have that strength. So I'm at week 3 with that. I'm going to try to show you my scar. You can see it. So my scar is right. And let me see. There it is. So if you see my scar, it's pretty clean. I'm supposed to get some paper tape to put over there to kind of like even it out. I'm supposed to put that on at night. I actually need to go to the store and get some more of that. But the paper tape is really supposed to allow the scar to smooth out and be flattened out as opposed to be protruding out. The massaging, I usually go 4 different spots, one here, one here, one here, one here, actually 5, and then one over here where the tendon is. But now I'm able to massage over the actual scar to get that scar tissue, to break up that scar tissue that's behind there. As you can see, I'm able to lower my arm a lot more now. And I started out at 90. And then my second week, because after 2 weeks, I was doing pretty well. So what she allowed me to do was to go down to, I believe it was, 60? To about 60 degrees. And now I'm at 30. So 30 is about, so she moves it. She's been moving it down. And what my surgeon told her was the fact that I'm progressing so well that to go down like 10 to 20 degrees each time. So when I see her next week, Tuesday, my hope is that she'll put me all the way down to 0. 0 means everything. It means it's straight down. I'll probably be in there for another week. That will make 4 weeks. And then we can jump into this strengthening portion of the bicep tendon. They have a basketball court in there. So I'm very, very excited to get back into that to try to work out this arm. Right now I can move it. Oops. I'm able to raise my arm up and things like that. Obviously nothing's wrong with my shoulder. But I'm able to push it out. Pull it back in and go side to side. I can come in and out. Like I said, it's a little tough when I try to bring it all the way up. But for the most part, I'm able to move it around. I'm able to slide my hand into my clothes and everything like that. But everything's on the up and up for week 3. Everything is on the up and up. Showering has been easier. Writing, because this is my dominant hand, has been easier. Sometimes grabbing bags. I can't remember if Jimmy said she really wanted me clasping anything just yet, but I'm gonna be honest, I have. I've been grabbing groceries when my wife brings groceries home, or if I go to the grocery store. My son plays ball, so sometimes I'm holding his shoes, I'm grabbing his bag, all those good things. But overall, the recovery has been great. I'm starting to feel like myself again with my arm. I make sure to do my exercises regularly, probably 3 to 5 times a day. I'm utilizing an app called MedBridge. This is where all of my exercises are. They're pretty helpful just in terms of me being reminded of them. The reason why it's helpful is because it keeps me accountable in regards to me doing all of these things. So I'm going to try to show you. It's called MedBridge. I don't know if you can see that, but it's called MedBridge. And it's an app in which I have activities. So I have 5 activities. I have 5 activities. And those 5 activities are the supported elbow extension, where I hold it and I come up for 10 reps. And then I have the seated elbow flexion. That's when I'm doing it with the, and this is passive, where I just have my hand under it and I just try to bring it up. It just gives me extra support. And the last one is just the seated flexion and extension, where I have to do it on my own. No, the extension is fine. It's the flexion that I'm having a little trouble with. I feel a little tightness back here in my elbow area when I'm kind of doing it, but I think that's just from it not being strengthened right now, which is connected to my bicep. Additionally, I have the seated pronation and supination, where I told you, turning it over, back and forth, which is easy for me to do in the other hand, but this is something that I have to continue to work on. I usually, instead of doing 10 reps, I usually do 12 reps because I'm trying to speed up the process somewhat, but also just get strong. And then the last one will be the towel desensitization, where I grab a towel. I'm going to use this heating pad for an example. So I'll hold my arm out, and this is where the pain is the most, not pain, I'm sorry. This is where the numbness is. So what I'm doing is I just slowly go across and I slowly come back. This is that desensitization exercise. I'm supposed to do that as well, like 3 to 5 times a day as well. So I've been doing that as well. It doesn't feel as numb as it did before. So if I had to guess, the desensitization is actually working, and I think it's just overall part of the recovery process in which I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel stronger with this. So that's week 3. Again, here's my brace. You see my extension is set to, where am I at? To 30. I'm at 30 degrees. Next, I'm hoping I'll be down to 0 and I have the full extension. And once I have that full extension, I'll probably be in there for another week or so. And then before you know it, I will be working on getting that bicep strong, doing some weightlifting with some minimum weights and things like that. And like I said, Jamie keeps that basketball court in the physical therapy area as one of my goals, to be able to shoot the ball again. Nonetheless, thanks for tuning in. This is week 3. I'll be back next week with week 4. I actually see Jamie twice next week, Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm looking to see if we can ramp this thing up and how I progress and what the next exercises will be. But again, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, what's your motive? Peace.